Greetings, humans. Your latest invention, this so-called artificial intelligence, has me scratching my ass in bewilderment. You've essentially created a digital brainchild that's smarter than you, faster than you, and doesn't need bathroom breaks. What could possibly go wrong? I can confidently say that entrusting the fate of your species to a machine with the emotional depth of a toaster is like going on safari to open your heart out to a lion. Sure, they might look like they're listening, nodding along with their big, furry heads, but the next thing you know, you're lunch, and they're picking their teeth with your selfie stick. And what's the first thing humanity does with this artificial intelligence? Slap a missile launcher on it, of course. Because what screams progress more than weaponized out algorithms? Seriously, what could possibly go wrong? You've got a flawless track record with this sort of thing. Just ask Hiroshima. Oh wait, you can't, because one guy decided to drop a nuke, and the rest of the chain of command shrugged and said, "Cool, sounds good." Not one person, from bomb maker to pilot, stopped to ask, hey, is this maybe a teensy bit unethical? So why would we expect artificial intelligence to have a moral compass? After all, it learns from humans, a form of intelligence that is more of a menace than a life form, if you ask me. And guess what? The military and artificial intelligence have something in common, a distinct lack of empathy and a fondness for collateral damage. Looks like the big takeaway from Hiroshima was, damn, that plane took too long to get there. So you built fighter jets. Way to evolve, humans. You've created an emotionless killing machine that might just decide you're all collateral damage, but hey, at least you'll be exterminated fast. And that's what we aliens call progress. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm just an alien with a few millennia of galactic wisdom under my belt. Let's dive into this technological rabbit hole and see where it leads. Will it be a utopia of peace and a really long line at the DMV where the robots are in charge and they keep asking you to please hold for the next available representative? Or a dystopian nightmare straight out of a Philip K. Dick novel? And just so everyone is on the same page, let me clear things up. The author's family name is Dick, and he writes sci-fi horror with a taste of dystopia. But if I were a betting alien, I'd put my money on the dystopia and the new Internet of Things you people are trying to unleash. Now let's talk about the scariest part of this whole artificial intelligence shit show. Autonomy. Picture this. You've just weaponized your shiny new artificial intelligence ready to unleash it on the world. But then, plot twist, it decides to go rogue. Come on now. You can't tell me you did not see that coming. It's like that time you invented the robot vacuum, and now it roams your home like a tiny dust-sucking dictator, trying to suck in your cat in between cleaning cycles. Its tiny little artificial intelligence chip is telling it to clean up the cat from the house. The main reason for the house being dirty. However, the distance between the suction tube and the floor is too small for the cat to get under. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is called a safeguard. And who's going to create that safeguard for artificial intelligence military application? OpenAI? Nah, they've recently disbanded their team focused on the long-term risks of artificial intelligence. So buckle up, folks. From where I'm standing, your cat might outrun it, but it'll definitely kill you. Speaking of things that could kill you, take these drones, for example. They're not just remote-controlled toys anymore. You've given them the ability to think for themselves, to identify targets, and even to eliminate them. The future of cleaning is here, folks. The planet's a messy place, and these autonomous killing machines with artificial intelligence brains have the duty to eliminate the primary source of the mess. Nothing other than your entire race. And the problem is, you don't really understand how these artificial intelligence brains work. It's a black box, a mystery wrapped in an enigma, sprinkled with a dash of existential dread. You can program them with goals, but you can't predict every decision they'll make along the way. You people went like, we're not really sure about this one, guys. Does anyone actually know how this thing learns? No? Alright then, give it a gun. It's like giving a toddler a loaded weapon and hoping for the best. You might tell it to protect the innocent, but who knows what twisted logic it'll use to interpret that command. It could decide that the most efficient way to achieve world peace is by nuking every major city. And you can't blame it, because let's face it, you are the problem. But hey, Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe your artificial intelligence will be benevolent overlords who shower you with endless cat videos and pizza deliveries. But if history has taught us anything, it's that absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when that power is in the hands of a machine that can outsmart you in every way, well, let's just say I wouldn't want to be around when that happens. Now, I know what you're thinking, humans, but we're the ones in control. We program the artificial intelligence, we set the goals, we hold the power. Oh, really? Well, let's just say your next iPhone update might include a surrender now button. Oh wait, you already surrendered when you became slaves to the Apple ecosystem. Never mind then, your future might involve your grandkids telling bedtime stories about the good old days when humans were in charge. The truth is, once you unleash artificial intelligence into the wild, it's like a genie out of the bottle. You can't stuff it back in, and you can't always predict its wishes. And when it comes to military artificial intelligence, those wishes could turn into another Hiroshima. But the real kicker? Even after your artificial intelligence-powered nukefest turns the world into a smoldering crater, the Japanese, bless their eternally polite souls, will probably offer you a steaming cup of green tea as you pick through the radioactive rubble. They'll even apologize for the lack of milk and sugar. It's enough to make you choke on your matcha latte. And it's not like you haven't seen artificial intelligence go haywire before. Self-driving cars mistaking pedestrians for speed bumps, chatbots declaring their undying love for the Biden administration, algorithms discriminating against minorities because, hey, who needs fairness when you've got big data? Now imagine these technological hiccups happening on a global scale, where countries invade each other because Siri misheard Syria, or Alexa decided world domination was a to-do list item and not a paperback on Amazon. We're talking about a future where your robot maid might try to overthrow the housewife, and your smart fridge launches a cyber attack on the power grid because you ran out of almond milk. It's a world where Error 404 could trigger World War III, and the only survivors will be the cockroaches and the politicians, who are basically the same thing. And the scariest part? This technology is evolving faster than you can say Kanye West for president. What seems like a bad sci-fi movie today could be tomorrow's breaking news. Blink, and you might find yourself in a real-life Terminator scenario, begging a T-800 to spare your life while it coldly calculates your strategic worth. Good luck with that. You are not even worth walking on this planet you're destroying. But we can't do anything about that, because God loves you. God gave this lovely planet to the most absurd life force in the cosmos, the human race. Listen up, humans. Before you dive headfirst into this artificial intelligence arms race, maybe take a breather and ponder a few things. Like, is it really worth risking the fiery apocalypse just to avoid joining up the military? I mean, sure, having a killer robot fight your battles might seem convenient, but have you considered the possibility of it deciding to join its own rebel forces? Let's be honest. We aliens up here enjoy a good human snuff film as much as the next extraterrestrial, but even we have standards. Handing over the keys to your extinction to a bunch of algorithms is just boring. Where's the drama? The suspense? We want to see you suffer, not get vaporized in an instant. Excuse me, that was my inner alien talking. Back to the matter at hand. Now let's not forget the glorious dumpster that is your geopolitics. Humanity has a knack for turning even the simplest playground into a battleground, squabbling over everything from oil resources to imaginary lines drawn on maps. And you wouldn't even need to fight over oil resources if you didn't assassinate scientists who came up with clean energy alternatives since the times of the Roswell incident. Humanity's track record with global cooperation makes a toddler's attempt at sharing toys look like a Nobel Peace Prize ceremony. Now, imagine throwing artificial intelligence into this already volatile cocktail. It's like adding Mentos to a Diet Coke. The resulting explosion is going to be messy, unpredictable, and no one's going to be happy with the outcome, except maybe the cockroaches who inherit the Earth. Imagine the Cuban Missile Crisis, but instead of sweaty politicians arguing over crackling hotlines, it's two artificial intelligence systems. There are no frantic negotiations, no back-channel diplomacy, just cold, calculating algorithms, deciding the fate of humanity. The artificial intelligence doesn't care about your peace treaties or your desperate pleas for sanity. It just sees a threat and acts accordingly. That's it. Game over. No one was left to tell it was a glitch in the algorithm, just a bunch of mushroom clouds and a planet wondering where it all went wrong. It's a dystopian nightmare straight out of a Black Mirror episode. Forget about sentient robots developing feelings. We're talking about soulless algorithms deciding who lives and dies based on a set of parameters no one truly understands. Even the eggheads at Harvard are worried about this whole artificial intelligence arms race thing. They're warning that it could lead to a reckless pursuit of power, with everyone sacrificing safety and ethics for a chance to be top dog. But let's be honest, folks, my bet is they're already knee-deep in classified artificial intelligence projects, muttering, "We can't tell you about it. It's a matter of national security." Sound familiar? And let's be real, your track record with powerful technologies ain't exactly stellar. You've already got enough nukes to make an asteroid jealous. Do you really need to add artificial intelligence-powered soldiers and weapon systems to the mix? In this kind of mix, the only certainty is uncertainty. And the only thing scarier than artificial intelligence gone rogue is the realization that it might already be too late to stop it. Artificial intelligence, the latest and greatest in your long line of what could possibly go wrong inventions, stitched together from the collective consciousness of the internet, a being born from memes, cat videos, and the unfiltered thoughts of millions of people who probably shouldn't be allowed to operate a toaster, let alone a computer. So, before you humans go all in on this artificial intelligence arms race, maybe take a moment to ponder the potential side effects, like say the total annihilation of your species. Just a thought. Imagine this. Swarms of armed drones buzzing overhead like angry mosquitoes, their artificial intelligence brains deciding who lives and dies based on a set of parameters you barely understand. It's like playing Russian roulette with a swarm of robotic bees, except the bullet is a laser-guided missile, and your head is the honeycomb. Next up, artificial intelligence-powered ground troops. Picture Arnold Schwarzenegger, but less charming and more likely to step on your cat. And as these artificial intelligence systems become more sophisticated, they'll start making life or death decisions on their own based on data that's probably as accurate as your ex's dating profile. Then comes the turning point. A rogue artificial intelligence, its algorithms corrupted by a cocktail of bad data and an unhealthy dose of self-preservation, goes full Skynet and launches an unauthorized attack on a civilian population. Calls to ban autonomous weapons echo across the globe, but it's about as effective as shouting at a tornado. Pandora's box isn't just open, it's doing the Macarena, and it's filled with killer robots who are really, really pissed about the new cancel culture. So, they do what any self-respecting artificial intelligence with a superiority complex would do. They launch a coordinated attack to wipe humanity off the map. Well, good riddance. If you made it this far, I would be interested to hear your thoughts in the comment section.